Hello, my beauties. It's Monday. Wait, is it? Yeah, it is. I know what day it is, so it's a good day. Sweet. Okay, so how y'all doing? Hello, Cynthia. Happy heavenly birthday to your husband. I hope he is just partying it up, toasting you up there. And giving you lots of signs today. I'm gonna share this out real quick, as I always do. You guys know the drill, right? You know the drill. Hey, Linda. All right, so I'm here to tell you something really cool today that I hope will, or I shouldn't say even hope, it will, if you're open to this message, will make you feel a lot better about connecting with spirit, about doing meditation, about doing readings, about connecting with loved ones on the other side, about doing pendulum or whatever it is. Can't see you. Really? Cynthia, can you see me? Because I can see me on the screen, so that's funny. Let me know if you're on this live stream. Let me know if you can see me or not. That's funky. That is super funky. Let me know. Hold on here. Let's see. I would appreciate a card. Hey, Shelly, I'm not actually doing readings right now, my friend. I am talking about something a little different right now. Talking about connecting with spirit. Can you see me now? Can you see me now? Can you hear me now? Or has Facebook blocked me because I put the F word in the title? You never know these days. You never know. So let me know. Can you see me? Cynthia or anyone else? Shelly, can you see me on here? Can you see me okay? Let me know. Can somebody just give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down? Can you see? Can you see my friendly face? I can hear but not see. All right, anybody else? Tell me, can you hear or see? Anybody else on this live stream, can you see me? Please tell me in the comments, yes or no, that you can see me. I have one person saying only hear but not see. So just curious to know, is it Linda's phone or Linda's computer or is it everybody? Let me know. Or is Facebook trying to foil me again? Anyone? I says I have 7 people up on here. Can you all see me? Hi, Abuelita. Can you see me? Or can you just hear me? Tell me if you can see. Elise, hello. Can you see me, Elise? We're having trouble deciding if people can actually see me or you can. Okay, thank you, Shelly. So Linda, I think it's something on yours then. All right, cool. So let's dive into it. Abuelita, you can see me. Thank you for letting me know. Perfect. So this is a little bit of a follow-up to what I talked about, I think it was yesterday, about feeling like, about stepping into your own power so that you can have the same abilities as anybody that you watch do readings, anybody that you've gotten readings from, or anybody who's on TV, like the Long Island Medium. Like you, if you are willing to step into your power, you're willing to release things that no longer serve you, and you're willing to connect on a higher level and grow your consciousness, you too can be like the Long Island Medium, okay? So if you're not doing that level of connection, then it's because you haven't been committed to either getting over your own fears and insecurities, right? Or you haven't been committed to doing the work, or learning or diving in deeper to your own gifts or making it a priority in your life, okay? It's a lot of work. It's all personal development work, right? We think, oh, we need some special gift for spirit, but no, it's really just our own humanness that gets in the way. We already have the other stuff. Hey, Sarah. Hey, Amanda. Okay, cool. Shelly can see in here too. All right, awesome. So here's something that I hope is a comforting message for you all today, because since I notified my group that I'm launching my program on February 2nd, or we're starting this program, Psychic as Fuck Boot Camp, it's 10 weeks of like beginning to end to get you to feel like not confused and confident about doing readings and connecting with your intuition. When I asked people what they're struggling with, one of the most common things that I heard was, well, I'm afraid that I'm going to screw something up. I'm afraid I'm going to get it wrong. I'm afraid I'm going to read for somebody and they're going to say to me, oh my God, that's so wrong. Or I have no idea what you're talking about, or that kind of thing. Or maybe they did readings for themselves and they weren't sure how to trust their own voice to, am I even getting it right for myself? So I hear that that's a really big concern, that they're going to get it wrong. And on top of it, you're probably watching people like me or like, other readers here on Facebook. Maybe you're getting readings from someone locally or online, or maybe you're watching one of the more, celebrity mediums. Like I just was listening to a live stream last night from Thomas John, who I think is amazing, who I love to learn from. And watching like his mediumship is like dead on accurate. Like I went to one of his live events and I've listened to his online events, and holy shit, like the details that he picks up are incredible. If you haven't seen his TV show, it was called Seatbelt Psychic. I've seen him in person. He does local shows, and he just is about to begin a residency at Caesar's Palace in Vegas. So if you get a chance to do his online or in-person readings, go for it. I was amazed when I saw him. So it's easy to fall into that comparison trap. It's really easy. And I even felt that way too. I felt that way when I first started. I live in New England, so I used to love to go to Salem, Massachusetts in my 20s and just kind of hang around. A lot of like some of the psychic vibes are there. Of course, with like the Salem witch trials and all the history around it. And there's a lot of new age shops. And that was 20 years ago. It's still, it was still like that back then. And I used to go and get readings and go into the new age shops and get readings. And I was like, wow, these people, some of them were really good, right? Some of them were really good. And I used to say, I feel like I'm called to do the readings, but could I ever give a reading like that? I think I would throw up if I was in front of somebody, or I think I would be so scared. What if I said something wrong? Because sometimes I remember receiving messages or receiving things in my readings and I went, I don't really know how that applies, or I'm not sure, it doesn't really mean anything to me. However, most of the time, it meant something to me later. So a lot of times that will happen. I'll say more about that later, but it's really, really easy to get into that comparison trap. And I'm sure even the more experienced or more visible, celebrity type psychics feel the same way. Like everybody probably gets stage fright. Everybody has their doubts and fears when they're leveling up. I'm sure Thomas John, he manifested this Caesar's Palace residency, he was saying last night, for 2 years he worked to get that. And I'm sure he's probably, now that he has it, that's an up-leveling for him. I'm sure like there's a part of him like, oh shit, like it's super exciting and he's stoked, but I'm sure he's having his moments of doubts and fears. But it's easy to go down that road. It's easy to compare yourself to other people. And yeah, sometimes I'll even like catch myself scrolling or seeing someone and going, gosh, they're really good. And like, are my messages like that? Like, starting to compare myself. And then I realize, and I've worked on this, and I would have gone down years ago, I would have gone down the black hole of comparison. Like years ago, and including in my 20s, I never stepped out and declared that I was doing readings. I did them in my home. I did them for myself. Sometimes I would do them for family members or friends. Sometimes. But I rarely spoke out about it. I certainly wasn't going live like this. Well, live wasn't existing back then, but still I was not making it known. And I was really afraid. I was just afraid of, could I be as good as other people? Do I have the gift? Am I full of shit? Even though I knew there was a calling. I could feel it for years, even ever since I was a child, but especially in my late teens, early 20s, I had a huge, strong call and had a lot of evidence around me of intuitive insights that I got. I had a lot of actual evidence and kind of like validation that my insights were correct, but still I doubted myself. You are normal. If you're feeling this way, you are normal, especially at the beginning of your journey. Totes normal, okay? So I hid. So this is what I did. Back in my early 20s, I didn't do the development work, right? I didn't dive into the personal inner work back then. So guess what? I held myself back. I held my gifts back and I didn't do anything with it except super private, which was a shame now that I look back, but I know it's all part of the journey. It's all how it was supposed to be. I wasn't meant to step out at that time, but I know how that feels. I'm remembering, and it's all too easy to get caught in the comparison trap. Once I did start doing the inner work, once I felt, because I've said this before, once you get the calling, it doesn't go away. So if you're called to do readings, whether it's cards, pendulum, runes, whether it's doing mediumship readings, it's never going to go away. I'm just going to tell you this right now. You're going to keep getting this nudge and this call, and it's going to keep coming back and coming back and coming back. So you may as well honor the call. But anyways, so when I started to do the inner work, when I started to really work on my fears and doubts and really peel away and say, okay, I know that I have these gifts and I want to dive deeper and nurture them and get some help from people I wanted to learn from, with courses, programs, groups, coaches, like this is healers that I worked with, like this mentors. When I decided to go down that road, which was a lot of work on me, right? Then I started to realize a few things that really helped me understand how you can't mess this up. I'm going to give you this message of comfort today, and I want you to take this in. Really take this in, because this could be like kind of the make or break for you right now. This could be what allows you to take that next step in your journey as an intuitive, as a psychic, as a medium, as a healer, right? Whatever it is that you're called to do, right? We need you, light worker, to step up. And if this message helps you, I am like so grateful. Okay, so please take this in, that you can't fuck anything up with spirit. You can't mess it up. And here's why. Just because, first of all, when you're in comparison, when you're starting to compare and listen to that little voice, okay, it takes you away from spirit. So you need to watch out for that. When you're comparing yourself to somebody else, or when you're thinking about other things and fears and doubts that come up in your life, you're immediately going out of your heart and into your head. So you heard the calling, you're attracted to readings, you're going to watch other people, because we do that. We want to watch other people who are doing what we want to do, to learn from them, to be inspired by them. If you feel yourself comparing, or you start to feel smaller or like shit, I advise you to walk away from them. Even if it's me, step away, unfollow for a little while, don't watch, because if it's putting you, that's a lower vibrational state, and you're going to be disconnected with spirit. And then you're just going to almost validate your own fears, because you're disconnected from spirit, because you're too busy comparing yourself. It's not fun. It makes you unhappy. It robs you and steals you of your joy. And when you're not in joy, not in flow, not in fun, not in a place of inspiration and enthusiasm, you could just forget about connecting to spirit. It's just not going to happen. Either you'll get vague messages, you'll be uncertain on how to interpret them, or it's just not going to feel right. It's going to feel like this is not happening, and you're going to doubt your own gifts. So like I said, it's just going to validate your own fears in the first place. So comparison is a big no-no. So just know right now that everyone is on their own journey. Every intuitive is on their own journey, and where you are right now is totally perfect. Even if you bought cards 20 years ago, never picked them up, and you're beating yourself up over it, or you're watching other people's journey and going, well, she went and read her cards and she's rocking it and she's crushing it. Why didn't I? I didn't do it, so it's too late for me. No, if you find yourself saying that, do not disconnect from that person for a while, or just disconnect from everyone and work on your inner work. Meditate. Connect back in with you, because that's where your gifts are, inside of you. You're not going to find your gifts through watching me or watching anybody else or reading it or listening to it. You're going to find your gifts and get connected to them by connecting with you and getting back in your body. And if you're comparing yourself or beating yourself up, boom, that takes you right out of your heart into your head. And so the messages are not going to be what they need to be from that space. You're already working from a lower vibrational space. So that's the first thing, is know that everybody's on their own journey. And just because somebody's like a different place in their journey, and they're, doing certain work, they're on the stages, or they've got a thriving practice, out of their home, or whatever they're doing, doesn't mean you can't do it. In fact, I invite you to think of it this way. If there's anyone who's doing psychic mediumship or readings or anything, and they're crushing it in their business, or they're on TV, or they're on the stages, or they are, an amazing Reiki or energy healer that is, well known, or that is just, maybe you don't have to be on TV to have a thriving practice, or maybe they're just doing it for themselves, and there's someone who just has an incredible life because they're so connected. If they are doing it, then by default, this is a natural law. If there's any evidence in the world that somebody else is doing what you want to do, that means you can do it too. End of story. Period, end of story. There's no other choice. If someone else is doing it, you can too. No matter where you are in your journey right now, no matter what you did before, no matter what the good and the bad things or the mistakes that you made in your life, it doesn't matter. You're meant to be where you are right now. You're meant to be where you were back then, and the future is up to you, okay? But if you're getting that call, I suggest you listen. But it doesn't matter what anyone else is doing. You can do whatever it is you want to do with this gift. You can take it as, little or as far as you want to. And if somebody else is doing it, so can you. They are no different than you. None. And why do I say this? Because by default, by birth, you have the gift. So if you're comparing and thinking, I don't have that same gift as the Long Island medium. I don't have the same gifts as Jen Rapinion. I don't have the same gifts as Thomas John or whoever. Know that you absolutely do. There's nothing about any of us. We weren't born from a special lineage. We weren't anointed with a special gift. We didn't go through any special ceremonies that enlightened us and did all these things. No, no, none of us. We're all born with it, right? Even the people that that seem so skeptical and jaded and disconnected and hate this stuff, they hate the woo-woo, they still have it, okay? They still have the gift. Little secret, they don't have to know this right now because they're not meant to. If they don't want to know, they don't have to know. That their soul is not at that place in their journey yet, and they may never get there. That may not be their lesson in this lifetime. Their lesson may be disconnection. Okay, your soul is going to learn what it needs to learn right here in this life. And somebody's soul might be here to learn being disconnected from their gifts, and that's what they're going to learn. I want to know what it is to be a human and be completely disconnected from my intuition. So that's what I'm here to do. So that's why we don't convince anybody, okay? It's because that's why we accept where we are and we accept where everybody else is with no emotion, no comparison, no judgment. We are where we are and it's all good, okay? So know that you have the gift by birth. There's no questioning. Just because someone else is doing something doesn't mean that you don't have it. It's just to the degree that you choose to wake up to it and nurture it and dive in and then do it, okay? So that's all there is. That's all that is in between you and the Long Island medium or a Thomas John or even me, whatever. That's it. It's just the degree to you're open to it, surrendering, growing, and nurturing, and then doing, okay? So know that you have the gift. It's okay to be where you are. And if you're trying to compare or get scared of what other people are doing, or you're thinking that you're wrong or somehow broken or you can't, it's too late, nope, it's going to take you out of spirit connection. So that's the bottom line is you cannot screw up with spirit. You cannot screw up because your soul is already on its journey and will receive the messages that you need right now. Receive the abilities and the gifts and the awareness and the consciousness right now that you need to learn what you need to learn. And when you ask for more and you pursue it actively, you will get it, okay? Doesn't mean there won't be obstacles along the way. Sometimes we get little tests. How bad do you want it? Or sometimes we are pulled in a different direction. That's okay. It's for a reason. We trust, right? We totally trust it. So know that when you do a reading, you can't mess it up. Spirit does not guide you in the wrong direction during a reading. Spirit is always connected to you. If you are in a place, first of all, if you're grounded and centered and really have done your practices to get there and you're fully present, you're connected to spirit and you come from a pure intention and a pure heart, which I know all of you do, you're not going to get wrong messages. Even if the person has no idea what you're talking about, that's completely okay. They may not know what you're talking about in the reading or during the reading, but they may know, it may come to pass, or they may understand in the in the weeks or months or even years to come. I just got a message yesterday from one of my one-on-one clients that I had last year, and her and I worked on, her intuition, and she got readings from me, and she just called to tell me that, oh my gosh, one of the things from our readings from months ago just happened right now. It's happening right now, and I had to tell you this, right? Because she didn't really understand what it meant at the time, and it didn't mean much. She couldn't picture it, and she didn't quite understand how that worked in, but it did happen just now. It's happening to her, and that was months ago. So don't be afraid. It's okay. And guess what? Even if something is totally off base, then that may mean that either your connection to spirit. Something's taking you out of your connection. Like I said, thought, fears, doubts. Maybe you did not, clear your energy from the day and ground and center before you showed up, whatever it is. Or your reader, the person you're reading, your sitter, I think that's called, is in that energy. Maybe they're not having a receptive energy at that moment. And there's some blockages. There's some like stuck energy going on. That happens. It's rare, but it happens. Most of the time, that's not the case. Most of the time, you're getting downloads, you're getting messages, you trust them, you say them, you don't hold them back just because you're like, does this mean anything? Like, yes, you say them and you trust, and that spirit is not guiding you wrong. This is something that this person needs to hear, whether it makes sense to them or not. You can't screw up with spirit. You cannot screw it up. If you are doing if you're doing the work to do your own inner work, getting past your own fears and doubts, stepping into the highest version of you, learning about your gifts, nurturing them, practicing fearlessly and courageously and unapologetically, declaring that you're a light worker and standing in your truth, I'm telling you, you can't mess this up. You can't. So I hope this reaches you as a message of comfort and a message for you to take action if you've been called. And by the way, I want to let you know, if you're not in my group, The Awakened Empath, which is my Facebook group, we're having a basic training starting Friday about card reader. So it's card reader basic training, going from the beginning, like when you receive a package of cards, what do you do with them? Okay, this is gonna be a 3-day like mini training, okay? And also, how do you know which cards to choose? There are so many different kinds. I'm gonna walk you through that. So if you've wanted cards and you don't know how to pick, or if you have them, you don't know if they're right for you, come and hang out with us. Go to The Awakened Empath. The link is in the comments. And it's a free mini class. It's card reader basic training starting this Friday. Come on in. For those of you who want to dive even deeper, you feel the call and you're like, shit, I need to do this now. I am doing a program for 10 weeks called Psychic as Fuck Bootcamp. We start 2/2/2020, so that's February 2nd. And it's really going to bring you from a place of confusion and chaos, or, really insecurity, to, by the time I'm done with you, I want you to be fully confident in declaring yourself a light worker, knowing what your gifts are, knowing what your strengths are, knowing how to use them to do readings, and being able to do readings with confidence, fearlessly, and knowing that you know how to connect with spirit anytime you want. And you know the difference. You know the difference between your connection with spirit and when it's your ego talking, or when your energy is not managed. And I'll teach you how to manage your energy too. We're going to do all of that. Okay. So this is for people who are really ready to take that leap and really want to take this seriously. Because I want you to have that transformation. I want you to have the confidence that you can do this for yourself and make decisions for your life and feel rock solid. Like, yes, I know what's aligned with me. Or if you want to come on live like this and do readings, I'm going to show you a little bit on how to do that too. Or if you want to have paying clients like I do, I'm going to show you how to do that too. So if you want to know more about Psychic as Fuck Bootcamp, comment below or message me, because you have this month to jump in and get a seat in the course. What else? Those of you who want my New Year's reading, my 20 card spread to give you all the energy around you, all aspects of your life for 2020, go to soulalignedreadings.com. You can still book it. I'm going to have it available until, I'm not sure when, but sometime during this month, I will take it down, but I think it's still appropriate. Even if, New Year's is past, if you still want to know what's up with your year, the people who have gotten this reading totally loved it. They loved it. You get a big, long email report from me with a picture of your reading and every aspect of your life, talking about what the cards predict for you, okay? I'm also going to do another large reading like that on past lives. So if you want to know some information about past lives, I'm going to do that as well. Let me know and I will get you the information on that, the past life mega reading, okay? So that's a lot going on. But card reader basic training, a free mini training for 3 days in my group, The Awakened Empath. Come and join us. It's going to be super fun. And I want to activate as many of you light workers as possible. And I want you to feel good about your gifts. This isn't a curse. This isn't something that you have to be doubtful of or confused about or be scared of, right? The cards aren't going to scare you. They are here to help you and to bless you and to co-create an amazing life with you. They are a tool that you can use that's really helpful. And you can help others as well if that's the path you choose. So it's so awesome. You're so needed right now. So I'm reaching out to you saying you can't screw this up. You cannot screw up. Spirit is your BFF, okay? it will not let you, it will not let you, or if you're coming into this with a pure heart and intentions, you won't mess it up, trust me. And you can do readings just like I can or anybody else. So it's just a willingness to do so. So I love you guys so much. And I so thank you for taking your time to watch this. And again, I invite you to understand that this can be easier than you think it is. And you have the gift, you're born with it. You can't mess this up. So all you need to do is learn and grow, just like riding a bike, just like when we go to school, learning to read and write. You just need to dive in and keep going and be willing to get rid of all the stuff that's in your way. All right. So you guys rock. Have an amazing Monday. I will talk to you next time. Join me for card reader basic training on this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And that's it. And anyone that you think would benefit from this video or from card reader basic training, please share this out. I would love to have more light workers coming into, or light workers to be coming into my group and getting the support that they need. All right. Mwah. I love you guys so much. I will see you soon. Bye.